Hey, well, good morning, everybody. Bill Utenage coming to you live here on Friday morning for a couple of reasons. One is I just wanted to do a quick update. The title of this this video was "It's Been a Week," and that it has. And I'm going to kind of share with you that and just kind of what I've what I've learned over this past week. So for those of you that don't know, my wife Joy and I live in Fort Myers, Florida, and so as you will know, Hurricane Milton just came through just landfall just north of us, and we live about 3 miles from the water, and we are in what we call a mandatory evacuation zone, the A zone. So if you would. And we were called to evacuate last Tuesday because of Milton's path of where it was coming. And as you watched it on TV or may have seen that the power of what it was looking like coming in. On top of that, a week ago from today, Friday, I had knee surgery. I had a surgery on my knee, and so had that going on, and then the preparation of us then to evacuate, and we ended up to be able to find a hotel to get far enough inland is we ended up going to all the way to Miami, and from where we live, that's across the state, literally straight across the state of Florida, about 140, 150 miles. And so we left and went over to Miami on Tuesday. Made it over there. We stayed with this, kind of stayed there through the storm. Storm rolled through here Wednesday night and into yesterday morning early. As I'm recording this, if you're watching this on a recording, today is October the 11th, and so we were very fortunate. We had no damage to our house. We're back in it. I'm in my office where I'm recording this now. No damage to our home, and we had power back on. All of that, and so it's been a kind of a crazy week. So we are home. We are safe. We are good. Our home is, by the grace of God, are spared. Our neighborhood, we had no real issues other than some landscaping things and all of that. It went more north, unfortunately, and there was obviously more devastation from that. So it's been a last few weeks in South Florida. We've had two hurricanes come through, Helene and then now Milton, and so. That's just the nature of it. That's the nature of living in Florida, and just the lessons, that I've learned this week. And it's almost kind of like a delayed mindset Monday, but I just kind of want to share is, I was, struggling with that. One, struggling is because I couldn't put hardly any weight on this leg because I just had surgery. And so my wife, Joni, was doing really everything like to get prepped. Like we're taking food with us, all the things, like, cause we don't know, like we live in talking about the storm surge that was potentially coming in. Our house would have been partially underwater if that storm surge would have been held out to be accurate. I'm glad it wasn't, obviously. So scrambling to get all of that stuff together, it takes a lot. And my frustration in it was like, I just I'm not able to really do much, and I was frustrated with that because I'm it's just how I do things. I'm a doer. I want to be going, want to be helping, want to be in the middle of the action. And so she did an amazing job getting everything ready. And like I said, we spent the last several days over in Miami and able to come back home now. And really, in all of that is just is reflecting on it to where it's just like it's just being so grateful for the ability to be able to go and to go to Miami, to be able to to leave knowing, I mean, obviously our home is insured, we have flood insurance, all of those things. Not that I want to come back and deal with the mess that what comes from the flood and those kind of things, but the issue of it is that we're healthy, our families we're all these things. This is all things, and this all can be replaced. This is all, those aren't problems. Those are just inconveniences of replacing things if you were to lose those. And so I know it's easy for me to say because I didn't, and I know so many people, especially, across the Southeast, have lost so much. But one of the things is I watched that, some of those, on the videos of people, in Asheville, North Carolina, and those parts of it is like they've lost everything, literally everything. But their resilience and their persistence is like, hey, but we have each other, we're alive, and that gives us, you know, we get to play another day, right? The Bobby Boucher, right? We live to play another day. And it's one of those things where we just have to understand and to be grateful for the things. Like, I'm still frustrated. I'm hobbling around, on this knee. It's going to heal. Nothing major, that part of it. It's just, again, it's an inconvenience in it. And so many times, because in the world that we live in is that we don't want to be inconvenienced. We want everything to be easy and simple, and we want everything, to go our way. And that's just our human behavior, right? We're selfish in that sense, and just have to look at that and take a step back and just kind of understand this kind of going is like, it could always be worse. Things, could always be much worse than where they are right now. And so I just wanted to share that with you, just as an update to our friends and people that have reached out. And so grateful for that. I shot a video like when we were leaving on Tuesday, and a lot of people just reached out, and so I greatly appreciate that. The texts, the calls, all of those, the Facebook messages, all of those things is, for the encouragement and be thinking about us and keeping us in your prayers. And I believe it was a miracle of God. The way the storm ended up even though it hit our neighbors to the north of us, it could have been so much worse. It was at one point at 180 miles an hour, one of the strongest hurricanes ever registered. And it came in still at 120 miles an hour on shore. But the surge wasn't as great as what they anticipated. And I just believe that that's God's hand in that. And so I'm grateful for that part of it. And so wanted to share that with you today, share with you kind of what I've learned. It's like being grateful for where we're at. And when we're in that frustration, is to understand, is have to look for like, okay, what can I learn from this? I learned a lot of different things this past week. This is our first time ever evacuating for a hurricane. This is the second hurricane we've been through since we've lived here. We went through Ian, and Joni and I rode it out. We stayed right here in this house when we got hit almost by a Category 5 hurricane that came basically right over the top of us. And we were fortunate, then. We decided this time, with my leg being the way it was, I didn't want to put other people at risk if something were to happen, because I could really not hardly save myself, much less help other people, and to be a burden on something in that case. So that was one of the main reasons too that we left. And it was hard for me because I wanted to stay, because I'm like, hey, we wrote it out before, I'm sure everything will be fine, because I'm usually going to be optimistic about all that, but I also have to be realistic in the sense of what my capabilities physically are at this point in time. And especially they're much better now, as I'm standing without crutches, which is great. Put a little bit more weight on the leg, and that will get back. So anyhow, just want to just close this by just saying is like, be grateful, look around, because things can always be worse. Yes, we know that they can always go, oh, it could be better too. Yeah, but it could always be worse. And be grateful for the people in your lives, for all the people. Had so many people reach out, and just to check in, and people it's funny that you're surprised on the ones that check on you, and sometimes the ones that don't, right? And so everything's, a learning, and it's not, doesn't make it wrong or right. It just kind of shows you, and there is goodness in social media. It's not all bad, because it allows us to stay connected and to be able to do those things. So that's what I've got for you today, in some form of a modified Mindset Monday, because I wasn't, I didn't shoot a Mindset Monday on Monday. That day was a little bit more challenging, being able to stand and be able to be, I think, coherent on video. And so hopefully I'm a little bit better today. As you guys know, I usually put out a ton of content, and it's been a quiet week for me on that. And so I'm anxious. This is why shooting this today. I might shoot something else later, business related too, as well. That some things are on my mind around that side, that standpoint of it. So anyhow, thank you guys so much. Thank you for letting me to be able to share today and to update you on kind of where we are and what has been going on. And hopefully we'll just keep getting better and better. And our friends to the north, and still prayers and just, going out to the people in Tennessee and North Carolina and all of those places that have been just massively devastated. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those folks as well, because I can't imagine it. Can only imagine, but still you can't imagine it at that point. So anyhow, have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you back here Monday for